Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium and psychotherapist and author Kellee White, and welcome to Ask Me Anything on May 28th, 2026. Well, let me say hi to a few people, and then we're going to talk tonight about life reviews. I'm like, what goes on in a life review? I'm going to give it my best shot when we talk about it. And of course, I'll answer a lot of questions and give you guys some cards. And I am going to talk about the astrology that we're coming to the end of this month and in the beginning of June. I don't know why I keep going to January. I think I want to speed through some of this stuff. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about that. But first, I'm going to say hi to a few people, and then I'll just go on with the show, as they say. Hi, Melissa. She says, is the concept of a life review, which is the phenomenon often reported in a near-death experience where a person revisits their entire life's actions? And if that's the case, why did I not have a life review? Everybody will have one, and we'll talk about that, Melissa, okay? And not everybody in a near-death experience experiences that. Near-death experiences are not typically, they're different. You know, yours could be this way, somebody else's could be something else. You know, it is all about what the soul is needing in that experience. It's the story of life. What are you needing to learn? Hi, Mitzi. Oh my God, Mitzi is in Zimbabwe. Oh my gosh, Mitzi, I'm so glad to see you, honey. I know I haven't seen you for a while. Oh, I hope you're doing well, and love to your family. Such a good gal there. Hi, Dee from Chicago. I believe if we're genuinely good people, there's no fear in our life review. 100%. It should be no fear, period. Absolutely. I mean, really, it's us testing ourselves. So that's a great point that you make there. Hi, Toby. So happy to see you here, sending positive energy. Thank you, Toby. I really appreciate that. Hi, Sarah and Angela. Hi, and Stacy and Sweet Cherry Wine and the Children's School of Yoga. Namaste. Hi there. And Renee. Hi, Renee. She says, beautiful blessings, Kellee. Thank you for the show this evening. You're so welcome. She said, I got into my first car accident yesterday, and it really shook me. Sadly, I'm being told to get over it. It's not that easy to forget. First of all, who is telling you to get over it? You can't just get over the trauma of a car accident. It just get over it. Doesn't work that way. Ask your body, ask your soul. It doesn't work that way. You were traumatized, especially your first accident, any accident. Oh my gosh. I've been in a lot of car accidents, and everyone would shake me up. So, Renee, I want you to really, these energies, and I'm going to be talking about these energies in a minute. These are really rough energies, and we have the blue moon coming up on Sunday. And I think that it's like the culmination of a lot of deep emotions that are playing out. So, Renee, I would pay attention to your body. Pay attention particularly if there's grief coming up, if there's sadness coming up, or what's coming up for you. What's the emotion that this accident brought for you? And so if we look at it that way, is it to slow you down? Is it for you to pay attention? Is it something that needed to be, I don't know, regulated different? Is it a conversation that needs to be had? So just think like that, okay? Renee, you're going to be okay. But this does take your time with it. It's traumatic. You just can't just go like that. Oh my gosh. It's not possible. Hi, Benjamin. Happy to be here. Hi, Kim Ann. Happy Blue Moon Thursday. You're right. We're almost at that blue moon. Hi, Renee. So glad to join us on this topic. Thank you. Hey, 6631 Mott. Hi, Sasha. Thank you for today's stream. Very awesome. And Rich says, if you've always been empathetic since childhood, can you turn psychic from a trauma, not medical trauma? Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can be, you're, at any time, our sensitivities can change. At any moment, we can have more perception of things. So good question. Hi, Carlene. And Carlene, you asked a great question that I am going to respond to when it comes to questions here. And I really appreciate that. Hi, Rose and Linda and Faison 73. Tracy from New Mexico. Yes, we have this full moon coming up over this weekend. Is traveling a good time with this full moon? Well, let's talk about that. I am going to get into that. Hi, Glow. I believe a life review is a loving divine event. 100%. Hi, Marge and Julie and Elizabeth Preston. How's my friend in England? All right, I'm going to start with, I have a lot to say here. Let's start with the astrology, okay? Because this is, we have a blue moon. You know, you've heard that expression, you know, once in a blue moon. And blue moons tend to be rare. I think the next one is in 2028 sometime. And this is on May 31st, which is Sunday. And this in Vedic astrology, this blue moon is in Scorpio. And it's in the nakshatra called Jesta. And this second full moon, it's like the culmination. If we remember, the first full moon was May 1st. And then we had the new moon on, I think it was May 16th. And now this is the second one in a month. And this is regarded as an emotional one. It you know, all full moons can be emotional. They tend to bring in car accidents. So you do want to watch this because the energy is already set. If you can't feel this energy right now, it's intense. It's a very intense time. I've not had any sessions that didn't just start here and went real deep fast. Now, I appreciate that, and I'm known as a deep therapist. I mean, I will go right into a situation quickly. But this time period is bringing up lots of things for people, lots of things that they hadn't thought of, memories, dreams of people. I'll be doing mediumships and for the last several days, and the person will come in that they hadn't thought of in a long time. But I did a session today with a woman out of the country, and I gave a name, and she said, "Oh yeah, that's my ex-husband." She said, "But he passed of suicide 35 years ago." And I said, "Yeah, well, there's a lot he has to say about the situation and how grateful he is." But so things like this are coming up now. Things are resurfacing, especially with this full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is deep emotion, and it means intense energy. And this second moon, full moon, is here to like clean things up. So whatever emotion is coming up for you, allow it to come up, because this is a time period of transformation. It's a very important energy, and it brings up deep emotions. They call it purification, transformation, uncovering hidden truths. And the nakshatra called Jesta brings this elder guardian energy, and it's protective, and it's powerful, and it's selective. And it's about reclaiming your own personal power. Have you lost your power? Are you starting to get clear of who you are right now? So intensified endings and revelations, hidden matters, things like hidden things, because it's Scorpio, hidden things may come up. I was working with a woman who, you know, realized her husband had kind of absconded with her money. And these kind of things start to come up. Oh, you didn't realize that? No, I had no idea. All these things start to come up. I only mention these because like deep things are coming up for people right now. This is a big year, and it's a big month, and it's a big full moon. So buried emotions may come up. Let's say you had some hidden anger over somebody and you were unconscious about it. Things like this can come up right now. And so this full moon is about asserting your boundaries and removing the toxic influence. So you become more conscious, you let go of, you know, toxic people, toxic energy, the old belief systems. That's what this energy is set for. It's excellent if you do shadow work. And if you're working on your shadow, or if and everybody's got a shadow. It's kind of a side of ourselves that's like not the greatest side, but we have to have one. We're on Earth. Of course we have that. And so you want to start, you know, working on that. And so the other thing is you go ahead and put your crystals out, because I think it would be good for you to put your crystals out for this particular full moon. And again, it's Sunday, but you're already going to feel the energy. This energy I think it's very tough. actually rough. If you ask me, it's rough energy. But let's talk, and I'm going to talk about June next Thursday, the month of June. But I do want to say that beginning on June 1st, we do have an extraordinary experience. So as tough as this energy has been and is, by the time we get to June 1st, in Vedic astrology, Jupiter changes signs, but in Vedic astrology, it moves into Cancer. And Jupiter is the largest planet. This is a massive event that it's moved into Cancer. Cancer is its exaltation. It's like the strongest. It creates what's called a Hamsa Yoga, which brings blessings to the home, blessings to family, emotional well-being. And so it's a transit. It's like they call it a homecoming of wisdom. And so this is going to bring a higher level of consciousness. This lasts for a year. So on June 1st, the energy is subtle, but it starts to shift. And it lasts for a year. Now, I think like November 1st, it goes retrograded into Leo, but it ultimately goes back to Cancer again. And so this is going to bring a higher level of consciousness onto the planet, because Jupiter is the spiritual guru, and it's all about wisdom and spirituality. Now, Jupiter does not remove challenges entirely. It's not possible. But what it does do, and I think this is really important to let people know, it reduces the intensity and it creates buffers. So it gives second chances, if you will, and it softens the outcomes. So I'm really thinking that this is going to be, we're going to feel better. And I've said this to a lot of people especially people that are energy sensitive, my empaths out there, that the energy shifts. Okay. And again, we'll be talking about this next Thursday, but it's probably the best part of astrology for the year. It's a really great thing when this happens. So anyway, let us talk about life in review. What happens in a life review? Oh my gosh. Do we get judged? Do we relive everything? Do we experience our mistakes? What actually does Spirit want us to learn from all of this? It really wants to help you explore where your consciousness is, when you began this journey. It's like you're going on a trip. You know, like when you go on a trip and you're going to go to wherever in the world, wherever you're going to go, and you start off one way and you go on this trip and you come back a different person. That's what happens on Earth when you go to Earth, when you go to this school. And so this topic for me, it comes up constantly in sessions. And in fact, so much that and I started noticing this a year ago, because my friend who had passed away, Vicky, before she died, months before, she found herself doing what we explored, which was a life review while she was alive. And then James Van Prague and I had a deep conversation about it, and we ended up doing a show about that. So this would have been last year sometime, because it's true. You'll find as your consciousness shifts that you'll look at, oh my gosh, that person that was in my life path, years ago, like, why did I treat that person that way? Or, that person was really helpful. Or you start viewing things. Maybe you were so angry at an ex, and maybe you've started to let that go. I don't know. Things that you, it's like you forgive yourself. You have compassion for what you went through and for what everybody else went through. That's a life review that you can do now if you look at your life, frankly. But it comes up a lot in sessions. And especially when people lose loved ones, it really comes up, because then you start questioning what happens after we die. And I think that this topic is, it's important to explore. It's always important to know. Because the truth is, it's not about a punishment. You're not getting punished. We come to Earth to test ourselves. How did I do? Did I pass any test? Yeah, you'll pass a lot of tests. So it's about awareness. It's about understanding. And it's about your soul when you are after you've passed and after you've gone through the meet and greets of the world and do all of this with your family and your this, and then the guides will take you and go, okay, here we go. We're going to just look at your life here. And it's all through love. It's all through growth. It's all through compassion. It's through the truth. I mean, it'll be really, really, it's an amazing experience from all the souls that have told me this. And sometimes people will say, I haven't seen my father. Is he having a life review? And let's say you have, let's say you caused some havoc on Earth. Your life review, do you want to do it right away? Do you not? I'm not sure how loosey-goosey it is. Maybe it is. But I do know that ultimately it could take whatever time. We go by time on Earth, but the other side, there's no such thing as time. Maybe it took a soul, I'm guessing 3 years to go through it. Maybe it took 5 minutes. It all depends on, again, what was the soul? What was the purpose of the soul? Let's say the purpose of the soul was for that soul to be a disruptor. They did a great job. Okay. So again, no judgment here. It all depends on what you went to Earth for. So I think that's really, really important, and because again, one of the most common themes that when in a near-death experience can be, they had to have some part of a life review. It's like the Dickens movie, the first night that when the ghost comes and looking at the past and looking at the present and looking at the future. It's not like that. Again, unless you were like a sociopath, maybe. I don't know. But I think if you just live a good life, it's all fine. It's all, again, what did you learn? So, but people will describe seeing moments from their life's replay. And it's not just the big moments. Often it's the small moments that are really important. And so this is not about shame. This is not about condemning. It's really to understand, if you will, the ripple effect of energy, the ripple effect of your words, the ripple effect of your choices. That's why I always say, make good choices, please. And also, did you love? Were you loved? Did you love? That seems really important. Spirit is not as perfection. Doesn't even, you don't come to Earth for perfection. Spirit is really deeply interested in what you came to do, and did it shift your consciousness? And so it's not about judgment. I think that's a really big misconception. There's not like some giant courtroom in the sky that says, look, you did this and you did this. I mean, now maybe in your soul group, you're with a mother who was a real nightmare, and you might say, really, what was that all about? Well, I was playing my role, and well, you did a hell of a role. I mean, you can imagine the conversations that go on. So this is really more about understanding you. And again, I always say, know thyself. And it's knowing thyself takes a long time, because you start one way. You start this journey on Earth one way with certain sets of restrictions and on you. And next thing you know, you're learning other things, and you're learning other things, and then you're learning forgiveness and compassion. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay. And you can also understand that the smallest acts of kindness actually create really large energetic shifts. Let's say it's just a smile you've had with somebody. Shirley was telling me she was just getting her car washed, and she said, I was just smiling. Everybody was just smiling back. I mean, it makes a difference. It just does. A deep conversation, or even a nice conversation, or a conversation where somebody just started laughing and it made you laugh. That's important too. But the moment you stayed instead of leaving, or maybe a time that you listened instead of judged, these things matter. So one thing that many people talk about is that they feel both sides of an interaction. So let's say you were in a situation and you had your opinion. In a life review, often you can hear and feel the other person's opinion, and understand what they might have been going through. Oh, okay. Because it's not just looking at your pain or their pain. It's really to create compassion. Everything on Earth, ultimately, we're here to learn compassion. and have empathy and have compassion. Compassion is taking action on empathy. It's so important. So I think that's part of the soul's evolution, really. The soul learns through awareness, through empathy, and through energetic truth that really resonates for them. So many times humans will see situations from their wounds, and understandably, especially as a therapist, I understand that. And that's why we've always been encouraged people now, particularly now, to look at the wounds, look at the traumas, in a safe environment, so you can start to heal that, because spirit sees the entire picture. Like, I might get a glimpse of this. Maybe this lifetime you were treated badly because somebody else treated you badly. Or maybe this lifetime you just said, hey, I really want to experience what that's like. And I really want to learn different things. So it all depends on what the role of intention is, because I think that's really important. Something important that spirit will emphasize over and over is intention. And, you can always tell when somebody's intention is just not good. Not good. So humans make mistakes. We all make mistakes, for goodness sakes. We react emotionally. Oh, please. I'm the first one to go, oh, yeah. Yeah, check. I know Don's watching this going, oh, you overreact? Oh, yeah, that's me. Definitely. We hurt people sometimes. For sure that happens. We fail. For sure that happens. Spirit understands that. Spirit understands we're having a human experience. But the life review seems less focused on, were you perfect? It's not focused on that. It's focused again on, how conscious were you at that time? Oh, are you more conscious now? Did you grow? Did you learn? Did you try to love? Did you heal? Did you become more aware? And the more conscious we become, the more aware is exactly why we were born. We literally came in, and they highlight that in a life review. So it's so important that when you have been down and out and you've had these experiences that might have been very uncomfortable, what did you learn from them? That's, again, why we come to Earth. We do not come for just have such a relaxing time. No, that's not why we came here. There are other places to go for that. It's called heaven. We came here to work on ourselves and to evolve. Okay. And I wanted to answer this question because I was asked this question on the show with Shirley on Tuesday about when young souls pass, like, why would they have to go through a life review? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I really thought about that question. And so young souls, we can call them young because they pass away 0 to, 6 or 0 to 10 or whatever. They're not young souls. They're old souls that came in and wanted to have the experience, maybe to help their parents understand compassion or empathy, or get them in a group setting to help other children, or to help with gun violence, or to help certain things. They're highly advanced souls that come in here. So their life review, if that would even be the case, would be, so you came to do that. I wonder how your parents did. Let's look. Well, they were very good, or they were challenged with it. But it's all through love, the lens of love. So it's a different type of review, I would think. Okay. And so when people often ask, what happens if someone carried anger or addiction or guilt or trauma? And from what I've seen spiritually, unresolved pain, it becomes part of this awareness process. It's not a punishment at all. It's an opportunity for healing and understanding. And in fact, many souls that have had addiction, trauma, lots of trauma or whatever, they'll come back to help other souls as guides. They'll come back to help them cross over. They'll come back to sit in groups with them. I mean, it's a very loving experience, okay? And sometimes souls actually realize how deeply wounded that they were. And because during life, let's say we're using drugs or whatever it is, they weren't paying any attention. Their consciousness wasn't there. Once they cross over, then they realize, oh my God, I was deeply wounded. So sometimes, I mean this, they have therapy on the other side. They will sit with a therapist on the other side, or groups lectures, understanding, there's nurturing, there's caring, there's support on that side for this, because healing continues. And healing does not stop at death. I mean, we go to the other side again, depending on what the traumas were, because we all the souls on that side know when we come to earth, there will be situations, there will be traumas, there will be accidents, there'll be things that happen that will be out of the human's control. The only thing we can control is, our shift in consciousness. What did we learn from all of this? And I think that's really, really important to remember. And there's a beauty of the human life, because one of the most important emotional realizations during a life review is understanding how precious life on earth is. And even though this is a really radical time on earth, very radical time, we can't forget that we won the lottery to be here. Like, we souls work hard to get here, particularly at this time. Okay. And because, again, people get caught up in like success or fear or stress, or, we're going to compare or whatever, or control. I mean, I see that with a lot of people all the time. And I always have to remind somebody, that's not why you actually came in, but okay, if that's where you are. Oh, okay. But spirit often highlights connection, and the spirit in a review will really highlight you loved. Oh my gosh, you were so great to that little kitten. Oh my gosh, you helped that friend when she really, needed this or that. I mean, like, bravo. Like, those are the things that are highlighted on earth. It's not, oh, I made so much money. It's like, what? No. If you did, what did you help other people? That's the way they think, okay? And did you learn compassion? Did you learn, it's a big one, presence? Were you present with people? Did you grow? How was your growth? Were you authentic? Because sometimes out of fear, people are not authentic, and the soul really comes here to be authentic and get aligned with being authentic. So, tonight I really want you to reflect on this. If you had your life reviewed, like right now, through the lens of love, let's say, instead of fear, what would matter most to you? And by the way, if you have had a horrific relationship or a horrific parent or whatever, you don't have to go into, rewriting history there. If that person was abusive, that person was abusive. If you had to set a strong boundary, bravo. That could be something that you had to come and learn to do, whether it was a mother, a father, didn't matter, a spouse, a partner, a sibling. You had to learn boundaries. Boundaries are important. Some people really their guides will go, you set a boundary with her, good for you. There you go. I mean, they're very much cheerleaders on this. Okay. I mean, again, but would you wish maybe that you had worried less? I hear that one a lot. So many souls, and James and I've talked about this many times, will come over and they'll say to me, oh God, I wish I hadn't worried about that. I wish I had not worried so much. Gosh. And in fact, they'll say that before they incarnated, that's what they had planned on doing, not worrying as much. And then yet they got caught up in some cycle of worry. That happens. Would you spend more time being present? Would you forgive more? Would you forgive a little easier? And again, sometimes forgive is really not the right word. It's having an acceptance and moving forward. If that's the case. I mean, I hate to be so black and white about it, about forgive or not forgive. To me, it's more of it's an acceptance. All right. Unless there's a true forgiving there. Okay. But anyway, so the life review is not meant to scare us whatsoever. It's really meant to wake us up, and you can begin your life process now. Because I think it's really important that we do all of this. All right. Having said all of that, and I'm going to get to some questions, I just want to let you guys know that we just came up with this, and I do have some exciting news here. On June 18th, so 3 weeks from now, I think, whenever that is, I have a special guest on Ask Me Anything. And guess who that is? It's James Van Praagh. James is going to be my special guest on June 18th. And we're going to be doing summer predictions. That's right, everybody. So James has gone through an awful lot and the two of us have gone through a lot. It's going to be such a fun reunion. I love James so much, and we always have such an exciting time. But we are going to do our summer predictions. So put that in your calendar for June 18th. And I also, before I talk about the next thing I want to talk about, I want to talk about there is somebody I know who's doing great work out there, and she's doing it's called Between Life's Soul Regression. And I want you to look her up. She's fabulous. Her name is Christine Chadsey. Christine with a K, Kristine. In fact, Jared, if you could put this in the comments, her website is her name, Christine Chadsey, Chadsey, Christine with a K, Chadsey. She is extraordinary. She does Between Life's Soul Regression, and she's a licensed psychotherapist too. And it's amazing experience. It's like a 3.5-hour experience. And that includes past life regression. Because people always say, who would you recommend for this? And I will say she's one of the top ones out there. So I do want to give her a shout out for this. And she looks at, who are you? Like, what's your purpose? Where did you come from? That is one of the topics. What past lives maybe are holding me up right now? What is it? How can I help humanity evolve at this time? And I think it's an extraordinary experience. So if you were, wanting to have a session with her, she's very, very good. And she has thank you for putting that up. I think she's just fabulous. So anyway, take a look at Christine, and her website is up, and she's really, really, I think she's going to book fast. Anyway, the other thing is Dr. Shirley and I are teaching a live Zoom class on June 27th, and it's called Why They Act That Way. Why do they act that way? But what can you do about it, or what you can do about it? And it's really helping people to understand personality disorders or personality patterns or triggers or boundaries. Thank you, Jared. And this is going to be a powerful psychology in the soul class, helping you to understand emotional triggers, and how to create healthy boundaries without guilt, without confusion, because, often these personality disorders, there's a spinning energy on it, and it makes you confused and it makes you burn out. So anyway, this class would be for you if you've ever experienced, struggles in relationships or emotional reactions that seemed out of control. If you feel drained, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells, that's typically what we hear a lot. So if you really want to help yourself understand on a deeper level, you can find out about this class on kelleewhite.com, but it's called Why Do They Act That Way? And what you can do about it. I think you guys will love it. Shirley and I love to teach this class, and we have a book coming out on this as well. So we're excited about that. And so I have a great question, and this is from Carlene, and she said, and this really goes out to everybody. Everybody has had this experience, unless you're a sociopath. Okay. And there was one particular incident, she said, that happened back in the 90s. So how we're all kind of looking back in our life, not because you just want to, but all of a sudden things start to surface, especially this period of time. She said, anyway, she was in the 90s. She said, I was so mean to the lady that was working at the laundromat. It was not like me at all. And I know I was mean out of frustration, but it's not an excuse. And honestly, I still feel bad 30 years later. See, not a sociopath. Bravo. This is a good thing. I had 3 little children. My washer broke, so I had to use the laundromat. And I got there, put my money in, and nothing happened. Oh, man, I probably would have lost it too. The person that was supposed to be there had left a note that she would be back in a little while. I had to drive home and find more money, back to the laundromat, and there she was. And she said, I just lost it. I know it was out of frustration. Oh, you were having a human experience. I'll be darned. And she said, I was overwhelmed. The thing that gets to me is that I never got a chance to apologize. You're apologizing now. You're apologizing. That energy goes out. Carlene, you're one of the sweetest, kindest people around. Literally, for you to hold on to that. And I as much as I appreciate that, really, it's funny. Wouldn't this be funny? When you pass over, who greets you? It's the laundromat woman. I'm sorry. I think that's kind of funny, though. She'll probably be there somewhere, but not because she wouldn't want you to carry this energy. People blow up. People get frustrated. It's a human experience. 3 little kids, washing machine breaks. Oh, please. That's a setup for a problem. So I know I was wrong, and I just know it was going to be in my life review. Honey, not anymore. I don't think so. Not anymore. I know Spirit would not want you to melt down over that anymore. You please don't carry that one any longer, okay? Because there is closure about that. Things happen. If you could have been in my family to see how many times people with no consciousness blew up, you have a consciousness. I used to think when people would blow up, do they not see what they're doing? Depending on the situation. As a young mother, please, you got a lot of bandwidth there, okay? Please don't carry that anymore. Take that off your shoulder. You were having a human experience, and Spirit totally gets that. If you had never had any consciousness, then that would be a different story. See, the whole idea in life, everybody, is to have a consciousness, and that's what you have. So, Carlene, let's go. Now, that one you can move. You get it's not even a hall pass. It's already cleared up. It's okay. Okay. So I want you to remember that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Right, Kim Ann, 24 hours after a car accident is not very long at all. Hey, Nadine. Oh my gosh. How are you? Jefferson City, Texas. Hey, Bailey. Oh my gosh, you guys. Hi there. Vienna. Yay. Oh, thank you, Susan, for the sunflowers. Dawn got those for me today. So thank you. Okay. Hi, Cindy Rand. She says, how do you handle someone who wants to control the conversation, who will talk over the top of you, who will interrupt you when you're trying to speak? I go like this, Cindy. Stop. And you're a powerhouse. You can do that. Stop. I need to talk. And you need to listen. Please don't talk over me. It's being very authentic. I don't care if it looks rude. I don't care. After a while, and somebody does that, stop. Put your hand up. You can do it. Remove any empath piece. You also were in the military. I know you can do this. Stop. You can do, excuse me. I like this one though. Stop. It's a good one. It works every time. You know, it does work. Just practice it. It's good. Rose says, hey, Lynn. Rose says, does my mom have any messages for me? Well, let's get our card deck out, Talking to Heaven. Let's do that. Let's get our cards out from James, Talking to Heaven. Whoops. I always do love this deck. I do. Okay. I'm so excited to get to work with James. It's going to be so fun. I miss him. I talk to him every day, but I still miss him. Okay. Oh, your mom says, I will always point you in the right direction. So sometimes we have the best guides with our moms or our fathers, even if they were nightmares on earth. That's their job now, frankly. You know, that happens. Because they did a life review, they need to make that right, fix that road. So think like that. Hey, Rita. Oh, Rita, time is winding down for you, Rita. Let me get you a card from the other side. Okay, Rita? I love you, Rita. Thank you for being here tonight. My mind is free. So, Rita, I think the card really for you is about freeing your mind. You know, you are such a good soul, Rita. You have done so much for other people in this life. You've had a heck of a life. Wonderful therapist. You've done a lot of amazing things, Rita. Really. I mean, just enjoy this icing on the cake, this time period. Okay. Hi, Discamps, Dawn. We are leaving for a vacay. Planes and boats. Is this a safe time for travel? I will tell you this, Discamp. It's not going to be an easy time. However, what does ease things is this from June 1 on, it eases things. So it doesn't mean that there won't be some this and that. And Mercury doesn't go retrograde, I think, until the end of June. Oh, that's right. When I'm going to be traveling. Isn't that the case? So you go and you have the best time for a vacation. Planes and boats have the best Best time. So Rich says 11/11 Scorpio sounds like a fun time. So yeah, it should be a very interesting full moon. Hi Patty, how you doing? Hey Sandy Studner, how are you? Oh my gosh. Crystal from New Zealand, thanks for you. Can I get a card for you? You bet. And you know what, Sandy? I'm going to get a card for you, Sandy, too. Sandy Studner. Let me get a card for you first, Sandy. Here we go. And I'm using the angel number cards. Sandy, how's the valley right now? How are you doing in the valley? Ooh, this is a good one for you. 272. Confidence. Confidence, Sandy. That is very important to you at this time. Very important. Crystal, let's get you a card here from the angels. Ooh, 555. Change. So look for two things. Butterflies for transformation, and the number is 555. I mean, it sounds like there will be some change for everybody, here. Oh my gosh. Oh, Mona, you're so welcome. Wonderful therapist, and shout out to you. Hey, Christine. She says, Kelly, it's been a while since I've seen you live. Love the show. Thank you. May I please have a reading? Your birthday is, let's say January 30th. So January 30th is a 10 of clubs. So 10 of clubs is all about learning and knowledge. I will tell you this, and if you have a job offer soon, probably, and I'll tell you why. This brings change, but in a positive way. So this full moon is all about let go of all of the things that anybody's been carrying. This June 1st, once Jupiter moves into Cancer, it brings up amazing themes to help people. So it sounds like a new job would fit that exactly. Okay. I think that's really important. Hey, Darlene. Homecoming of wisdom. I love that. Thanks, Nicole. Okay. Kim Ann says, my birthday is the 4th of June. How would that energy affect you? So it's so funny. I had a session with somebody today whose birthday is June 3rd, and it will affect you greatly, Kim, because it's going to be, if your birthday is around that period of time with Jupiter moving into this exaltation place, it should be like a homecoming, like things. Listen, there's going to be ups and downs and all kinds of things, period. It's just Earth at this time, and probably Earth always, but really a little more now. But what this does with this Jupiter in Cancer, it just softens things. It, let's say you've had trouble in your family. It has the ability to start healing that, like healing relationships, things like that. It's going to be, if your birthdays are around there, it seems really an important time. Really good. Laurel says, hey, Laurel, great contacting interesting people, mediumship for you. Good. You submitted a First Legacy Wisdom Seth book. Good for you. It's a very powerful time. And Charlene says, I'm looking forward to June 1st. Me too. And really, it will last until this energy, it really lasts until October 31st. But then it goes retrograde back into Leo till like the end of January, I think it is, of 2027. But then from then on till June, it goes back into Cancer. So it's just going to feel much better, like a heavy duty energy has lifted. No, we're not there yet, but we will be in just a few days. Patty says, Kelly, I told you that my husband passed away. You did, honey. Let's get a message for you, honey. Let's get a message from your husband. I just got the sense he's with his mom. And I don't know if there's a brother over there, but I got a mom for sure. Okay, Patty, here we go. Ooh, I got chills. Honey, he says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of anything. And I also think, I just heard set your sails. I think he's going to have sending you a lot of love and a lot of good luck. I mean, in the most positive way. He's not in any pain. Okay? You did a great job. I just heard him say. Slobodanka, hi from Melbourne. Oh, yeah, life reviews are really amazing. Hi, Amy. Bridge Palm says, Kelly, my daughter went in Tuesday to get induced due to GD. I've been a mess, but her hubs is with her. She's scheduled for a C-section in the morning. Will her and my grandson be healthy? Absolutely. Absolutely they will. I've got chills. They've got a lot of help from the other side there too. You have to keep us posted. It's actually a very exciting time. Yeah. These souls really want to be here. This is such an amazing time here, you know. Oh my gosh, Charlene says, happy birthday, Kim Ann. May your year be overwhelming with many wonderful, unexpected blessings, and make a wish. They love your name. Oh my gosh. So Marge says, do our Akashic records come up with our life review and shadow work? Well, let me kind of take that part. So do our Akashic records come up with our life review? What happens is, as we are living, all of this is stored in the Akashic records. So would that come up? Maybe that's where it's stored, but it's right there for us to view. Now, shadow work is really when we are dealing with our shadow. Could that come up during a life review? Yeah. I mean, a shadow could be passive aggressive. You were passive aggressive. A shadow could be you're mean as a snake. Shadow could be drugs. A shadow could be gambling. A shadow could be a lot of things. So yeah, that would come up in a life review and ultimately in an Akashic record. Like, oh, in this lifetime, I overcame this. Oh yeah, you did. I'll be darned. Like that. It's not about shame. There's no shame in any of this. And I would encourage everybody to, if they, get in touch with your shadow side. It's hard to see. Sometimes some people have to point it out to you, but and when they do, you might want to listen. So that helps. Okay, Sarah says I might have to listen to this later. The internet keeps cutting out. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hey, Leslie, and hi, Maura. Oh, you're so welcome. I love to do it, Mara. So Charlene says, may God carry you now. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm glad that you were with him as he moved on, praying that he gives you the most obvious of signs. Oh, that's so true. That's so true. So Rich says, what about unforgivable acts? I don't care to hear from the person that maliciously abused me. Yeah, you wouldn't. And how that could work, is again, the guy, if that was a situation, which I'm sure there's millions of those situations out there, you'd have to, could go back, with guides to look deeper into that. Like, what is it? What caused this? Where was this going? Was this, who was the most unconscious here? Why did somebody do something bad? I mean, life is complicated, and there are some really rough energies of people that are here right now. I think they've probably always been here. Earth's a tough place, but I mean, and unforgivable acts are just that. And notice I didn't say, you have to forgive everybody. Yeah. I'm not sure what role somebody was playing. Sometimes there's an acceptance. Oh, that's how that person was. Oh, yeah, I understand it. And I really mean that. So it's a good question. And we'll all be, dealing with things like that during a life review. So Lori says, compassion. We need to have compassion for ourselves first. Absolutely. First, absolutely, you have to have compassion for what you went through. So many people think that's a funny one, but you actually do have to have it for yourself first. And empaths are so quick to give compassion to somebody else and not take themselves seriously with that, or think that, it doesn't really matter or it doesn't count for them, or it's selfish. It's not selfish. Actually, one of the things they will say to you on the other side is, did you have compassion for what you went through? Do you understand what you went through? I'll do that as a therapist. Do you understand what you went through? My God, how did you survive? I want to know. And then to have compassion for that is huge. You need to have compassion for yourself. So yeah, I'll get off my horse on that one, and be of service to others if you can. Not every soul comes in to be of service of others. Some really don't. And some really do. It all depends on that. But if you can, I think it's a great thing. So Melissa says, I had a near-death experience from a blood infection. And when I came home, I started eating, but once I had gotten full, I stopped. I'm sorry. Well, that happens. Hey, Lori. Let's say, yes, before you came on was definitely emotional. Yeah, it's been an emotional roller coaster. Hi, Jen. Hi, honey. Sergey says, Holy Spirit, holy blessings to all of you, sending unconditional love, sending agape love. So sweet. Thank you. Hey, Phyllis from Laguna Hills. Oh my gosh, how is it? Rich says, it looks like I came into this life to be a superhero for real. Good for you. Oh my gosh. Hey, Crystal. I think that's great. Okay. Love Rule says, Kelly, can I have a card? I'm having health problems. Yes. Let's get you a card from the angels. Here you go, honey. 1, 2, 3. Well, guess what? You're making progress. 1, 2, 3. You're making progress. And let's remember that, everybody. The goal on earth is to continue to make progress. Hey, Anne Margaret. Anne Margaret, I'm going to get you a card just because. Okay. Let's see. Achievement. 2134. Did you just make some achievements, or are you about to make a good achievement here? I bet you are. I bet you are. I think you're going to do something great. And Margaret says, I'm so happy. I miss him terribly, especially on Monday nights at 9:00. Yeah, I know. I know you've been very faithful. And I know that you have missed James, and who knows, we may get back together again to do another show. I don't know. James is in a lot of transition, and so we'll be talking about that. And I'm just excited. I just love him. You know how much I love him. We always have such a good time together, and it'll be fun. It'll be really fun, and we'll see where we go. But we are going to be doing predictions, so definitely join us for that, because that's going to be really, really fun. Yeah, I don't know, Melissa, if you had a life review. You may not have. Not everybody who has a near-death experience does. Not at all, actually. Right, Michelle? It's so exciting about Christine. Yeah, Christine does amazing. It's called Life. What is it called? Between Life's Soul Regression. I think you will love that. Oh, yeah. And Anne Margaret, I can't wait to. Why do they act that way? You're going to love that. That is going to be a really, really good one. Okay. And Margaret says, wouldn't it be funny if the Karmic Review had a clothesline in front of it? Yeah, the whole thing would be. Oh, my God. Cindy says, please forgive yourself and send a blessing to both you and the lady at the laundromat. Right? Going back to that. It's so true. Hey, Kelly from England. Okay. Anne Margaret says, I love when folks interrupt you, yet they say not to interrupt you. But what do you say? I'm telling you, you just go like this. Excuse me, stop. I do that a lot, and it works every time. Okay. Patty Campbell says, tomorrow will be 2 years that I had to let my sweet Marley go. I love my Jacks, but our dogs never leave our hearts. Patty, I'm right there with you. I'm in that. I'm sorry, and it's been 2 years. Amazing. I am going through a situation with Charlotte too, and that time is coming very, very close. It's coming very close. So I'll be talking about that in the next week or so. If I can get that out, because it's hard. I hate that part. I hate that part of life, except that it's so necessary. And, always do the right thing when you can with that, and none of this is easy, and none of these decisions are easy. None of them. Again, we didn't come to earth to be easy, to have it easy. But just always do everything you can with animals, with everything, with compassion. Okay. Catherine Bloom says, can I get a card? Yes, you can, Catherine Bloom. There's a bakery in Madison called Bloom Bakery. It's so good. Okay. Catherine, this is a good one. 1111. Make a wish. So make a wish. Oh my gosh. Anna Maria says, my daughter's birthday is June 1st. And her 10-year-old son is getting his tonsils out that day. Will everything be okay? Oh, and Maria, it's a great day that day. It's a great day. And Rich has been dreaming a lot of numbers. You'll find that right now, a lot of people are dreaming of numbers. I had a dream the other day about fish. Now, I happen to love fish. I do. I used to have a fish problem. And all of these, they came in pairs. Every fish that came to me was in a pair. Certain colors, vibrant colors, some so oddball fish. Because I always think on the other side, like, what do? I help God create fish. That's what I think. I think that's like my fun job on that side to do. And I'm telling you, I saw all of these oddball fish, and they were all in pairs. I was like, ooh, I want to start painting again. That's what it made me think of. Okay, Bailey, should you move to Spokane? I don't know. There will be a lot of changes going here. Let's get you a card. 333, support. Ask the masters. The masters are really good about helping you with that. 333 is really good for that. So Lori says, Kelly, can I have a message from my husband and son? Yes, honey, you can. Let's get you a card. They are standing literally right next to you. Okay, look at that. Oh my gosh, I got chills. Standing next to you. Just don't forget that. You asked and they appeared. There you go. Okay, Teresa says, may I have a card from Talking to Heaven? Yes, from my charming Billy. You betcha. Let's get you a card from here. Ooh, Charmer. It is beautiful where I am. It is beautiful where I am. Did he like the mountains and the outdoors? Outdoors, particularly in water? That would be okay. Addie says, Kellee, my birthday is June 16th, so that should be, again, this part of June should be extraordinary. Let's get you a card. You bet. Here you go. 44, stability. What a great card. Great card. Oh my gosh, Kathy says, my daughter just got engaged last weekend. Congratulations. Again, lots of movement forward and change. This is a good thing. Here we go, 22. You're going to love this. You're going to love this, Kathy. Okay. Harmony. Must be a very good connection there. Harmony. How great is that? Okay. Lori says, Kellee, it's the year of Leo. Kellee, what's coming up for me on 7/29? Thank you. And I'm so excited that you and James have the prediction show. I know it's going to be so fun. So you are 7/29 on 7/29. Hold on a second. I used to remember this by heart. Now I cannot. 7/29, Queen of Hearts. So Queen of Hearts is a really interesting because it's about the mother. It's about the mother. What about the mother? It's all about the mother. It's about really feeling and the mother. And so what's coming up for you probably with this June, when Jupiter moves into Cancer, it's all about family. So maybe it could have a lot to do with family. I think that. Andrea says, my sister died recently. I'm so sorry, Andrea. I am sorry. Now let's get her. How about if we get a card, honey? I'm sorry that happened. A lot of changes and a lot of transitions. Well, she must have a heck of a sense of humor. I am not dead. So the first thing my mom said when she passed, literally, was she went to James, who was on an airplane, and said, tell Kellee I'm not dead. And he called me. He did not know that she had just passed. It was the wildest thing. Anyway, thanks, Laurel. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cindy says, I have been really missing my mom since Mother's Day. Can I get a card? You betcha, honey. That's a tough one, isn't it? They're all tough. Okay. Interesting. Although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. It's funny. This came up a lot with my mom too. Like I understood it, but I really didn't want it to happen. But this came up a lot with that relationship, So there you go. Julie says, I just got a text that a baby girl was just born in our family. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Congratulations. So today's the 28th. Okay, you're going to laugh. She's exactly me. 4 clubs with a 2 of diamonds. I got to say, this is a good thing. A 4 clubs with a 2 of diamonds. That's actually me. So it's perfect. I think it's perfect. I think she's going to be very psychic, very, very psychic, and kind of fierce in the world. She'll be strong. Oh my gosh. And right before that blue moon, she'll be very special. There you go. Congratulations. Oh my gosh. Charlene says, I was listening and cleaning. I got this feeling as if James was peeking in here. Then you said the summer predictions. I wonder if James was. He may have been. I never know. He may be. Rennie says, Kellee, my mother sends messages through my cousin. She was walking on a path and my mom appeared and turned her around to go back in a different direction. My cousin said the message was for me. I believe it is get her book published. Ooh, I got chills. Get her book published. Get her book published. And she's just a thought away. I think she's going to be active, Rennie. Get her book published. Often, let me just say this before I go. If a soul wrote a book or wrote a lot of things and they didn't have time before they died, or they didn't believe in themselves, or they didn't get it done, maybe it serves some of us to do that for them, to do it. Really, it's interesting how that they will have left some sort of a legacy, and that can be really important. Hey, Gail King, 5-4. Does that have a message for you? And let's get one from your nephew. Here we go. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Okay, there you go. You can do it. Well, everybody, I hope everybody has a great week. Remember that full moon is on Sunday. So set your crystals out, set the intentions, feel the emotions. It's in Scorpio. It's going to be deep. People are, full moons, people are always, there's a lot of energy that comes up around a full moon, but anyway, do your best. Be kind to one another. All right. Because we need it now. We need it. All right, everybody. Take care, my friends. And I look forward to seeing everybody on Tuesday with Shirley and then next Thursday with me. So take care. Bye.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.